The following is a review of a comic book and should not be looked at as an endorsement of the creator involved. If you really think that, you should have yourself checked out because you're reading into things that aren't there. Also, the quality of this video is low. If you're expecting higher standards, go check out me at Nerd@Newsstand or something else. What you see is what you get. Thank you and enjoy.
Hey guys, StarCraft here, and today it's time to get back into the world of iconic comics. After the Walt Mike trilogy and the Black Ops trilogy, it's time to get back into Kamen America, as we then talk about the most recent one, Kamen America Volume 2, The Founding Fighters. Get it? Now, after the events of Black Ops 3, Misha, the enemy that Carley had dealt with in the first volume, we found out that her sister was Hair Trigger, introduced in this one. And after the events of those, Black Ops was able to rescue Misha and eventually send her up to the United States, where she ended up back here with Carley. So we have Carley and Misha working together. And it's once again done by Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini. Holofoil cover again. And we open up as a flashback 4 years ago. During their high school, and their the high school prom, or May dance, at St. Jerome Catholic High School. While they're there, they're all just having a good time when we're introduced to Sylvia, a girl who Carley considers a rival, and yeah, you can see she's definitely one of those rich bitches. Now we see that Carley has basically designed almost all of the clothes for at least half the girls at school, and she's hoping that either her or one of her outfits is going to be picked best dress. Unfortunately, Sylvia won it because her dad bought it. And turns out her father owns a bait shop, a chain of bait shops in a town that's best known for fishing. So, yeah, she's pretty loaded. Now, Carley is not being all that self-centered. Like, she doesn't want the glory, she wants the recognition. Especially the fact that she helped everyone and yet nothing's seen from it. As we then open up with, in present day, as Misha is now Kamen Comet, and Carley is still Kamen America. As they're fighting, we get a nice ass shot on Carley and Misha, as they take down this monster, Anthropod Agent Dalton. As blows up, and they feel like once again the day is saved. Unfortunately, no one seems to care at first. Misha said they have been fighting monsters for weeks. They're probably just bored of it. As they go and get some ice cream, we find out that Mr. Lansky of Lansky and Schultz, that was the company that originally helped Carley when she was Warhen, are taunting and basically saying how they somehow have gotten already the copyrights for the monster and already have names for it. And then they basically insult Carley and Misha, saying a pair of minor leaguers with no following, bad names, and even worse costumes, which causes Carley to just activate her powers and send out lightning. Meanwhile, later we see Lansky sneaking in, and he meets up with a woman named Vermilion Masquerade, who's actually been responsible for all the monsters. Vicky, her smart friend, meets up, and basically we start to find out that Carley's been more focused on making new outfits. Misha's been having a knack for designing as well, so it's helped increase everything. I do like it how Misha, she doesn't hate Carley. She likes Carley as a friend, but even she could be a bit annoyed, but not to the extent of, why am I hanging out with her? More like, oh boy, there she goes again. Which again, I do like how they keep it more believable. But yeah, like I said, Carley has been neglecting a lot of her mail and everything, and including a letter that says Office of the Coroner. We'll get to that later. But yeah, they head out as another monster is attacking. A crow-looking one. I like that how Carley and Misha make their announcements. And Misha basically says, Kamen Comet, and I'm going to murder you. And Carley's like, you want to, whoa, could you take it down a notch? As they then go into the attack, and they actually meet up with Vermilion Masquerade. No idea who she is, but then they go into fighting the monster again. And after a bit more knocking around, we're introduced to a new Kamen Ramen. Now, she actually was kind of hinted off at the end of the first volume in Japan. Hers is the place that blew up. Yep. We'll get back and we'll get a bit more about her, but yeah, she's helping out. Isn't she adorable? As all of a sudden, then someone else comes in and slashes the monster's head off. It's revealed to be Sylvia, and she is now Lansky's new main girl, known as Kamen UN. And thanks to his publicity, she gets all the fame and the attention, and Carley is not having any of it. As she storms off and chews him out, but rather than listen to any messages, any good points she may have, he decides to use some video footage from a spring break, claiming it was her college years, and basically distracts everyone, and now that everyone's not going to take her seriously because of that bull riding. And then when she even goes to Sylvia's like, who are you? Again, Carley just has this complex, and I don't blame her. But yeah, we're then finding out that Kamen Ramen's name is Kimiko Kaneko. And, well, they make it back, and it turns out Vicky's been asking them for some of the mud samples. Now, Vermilion Masquerade uses mud for her stuff. But basically saying, like, could you remember next time? As we then find out with Kimiko that her family is actually one of the best, it's a well-known ramen company. And she tried to make it into school, didn't do so well, but once she got her abilities, she started helping out the family. What I like though is that her dad is always encouraging her, no matter what, to have a chance of, do what you want, be happy. So eventually, he realizes she's miserable, so he tells her, go off and do your own thing. Which leads to her finding out about Carley and decide, I want to be like you! Being a bit of an obsessive fangirl. And basically, now of course you have to find out she wants to be a radiologist, is what she wants to be. Just because she doesn't want to care about the recognition, she just wants to help. Again, Carley's just focusing on the recognition, and yeah. As Carley's then listening to the news media about everyone just praising Kamen UN, even going as far as calling her the knockoff. She's not. We then have Lansky go meet up with Vermilion again and tell them I want Carley taken out, to which Vermilion reveals, I don't murder, got it? But we also find out she went to Lansky for their deal. So that's interesting. We then see Carley go to the church as and puts her phone on silent that she has a nice talk with the Reverend, and then also finds out there was an old letter in her pocket, one of the other ones from beforehand, and it turns out it's from the coroner. You see, back in this book, there was what eventually led to Carley giving up being war hen was giving her scarf to an old woman who was completely homeless, and that eventually led to their fighting and everything, and she went off on her own. That old woman has sadly passed away, but turns out now there was something else. There was a teacher, Miss Wormwood, who Carley also mentioned here was basically pushing a political agenda, basically saying, break that glass ceiling, women and girls, and she would encourage Vicky and just chastise Carley. Turns out that old woman was Miss Wormwood. And she wrote a letter to Carley basically saying how she regretted a lot of her stuff. She gave Carley a hard time. As far as she's concerned, there are two different Carleys, mostly because Warhen / Kamen America was a blonde and Carley's a redhead, so she's not thinking about it. So yeah, gave her a hard time because she believed in politics, but unfortunately she lost everything and no one was there to help her. Until Carley did. And then she's writing saying she's going to drop it off at the Warhen fan club. But as the letter from the coroner said, she passed away of hypothermia, which we see her as after she wrote the letter. Carley is devastated. And the letter even says, if you wish to make any funeral arrangements, please contact our office no later than March 31st. Otherwise, the remains will be cremated without ceremony. It's July 24th. Carley is just, look at her. She just realized, this letter's been sitting on my desk and I've been ignoring it. And I could have done something. Not only that though, but this was a woman that she felt had it in for her. It turned out she didn't. Or at least she did initially, but she regretted it. That's strong writing right there. But yeah, Carley then gets word. She heads on out into action. As it turns out, this monster, who's pretty much a Gamera knockoff, is attacking. Sylvia's down, and Misha and Kimiko are trying to deal with some. As Carley shows up, does a great pose and another ass shot. As they're going to a big fight still, trying to put up, use all their attacks and doing all their common combos. It's great action going on. But then at one point, the creature starts to come in and ready to eat Kimiko when Sylvia pushes her out of the way, telling them to run. Unfortunately, her power of her suit empowers the monster, makes it more dangerous. As then Carley decides, hold on, I just lost it. Yeah, Kimiko saying we need your help. As they go in for one big combo attack and take them all their attacks together and take them all out. And take it out and get Sylvia out of there. As the monster collapses and Carley checks on Sylvia, who's actually surprised to see that she saved her, the media knocks her aside and was giving Sylvia all the attention, but Carley, being humble, decided, who cares? Let's leave. Yeah. And as we're going on, Lansky trying to say, she did it single-handedly. Even the news report's actually, there were 3 others single-handedly. As, they come back home. Everything seems, they give a whole bunch of the mud to, Vicky. And, again, it's made very clear that Carley's finally gotten over this, wanting, the glory and the recognition. Finally, giving herself a more healthy relationship. As we end this with the big question is, who is Vermilion Masked? A Masquerade. We get a bunch of pin-up and other artwork. Like K-Fun and some of the designs from Tim Lim himself. More artwork. Very good, well done artwork. Including one where Carley looks like Luigi for some reason. And then we get the epilogue that basically shows, Lansky chilling out Sylvia, who's actually getting a bit annoyed. As he makes his way to a room where he meets up with Hair Trigger and oh boy, I just forgot his name now. Hold on 1 second. It's come on. Apex Moss. Sorry, it's been a while. Apex Moss is there, and he's asking Lansky, and take me to Vermilion Masquerade. ending this one, and it's going to be leading into the next book eventually. And that's the end of this. Oh, we also end with a dedication to Hugo Lim. You left us too soon. And a great back cover. But yeah, that's this. Another great book from these guys. Love it. Completely love their work. Tim Lim's artwork is still just as amazing. The writing is great. The characterization is very strong. They are putting a lot into these characters. Making them grow, making them be three-dimensional instead of just two or one-dimensional. Yeah. I can't wait for the next book. The next Black Ops, I believe. I can't wait for that. These guys are in the upper echelon. I mean, come on. Look at all this. And, let's see how many of these just came out this year. Oh, yeah. All 4 of these. And I got these 2 this year. But, yeah. 4 books in 1 year. 4 very thick books. Now, granted, one of them is 2 of their prior books and a new story. But still, though. 3 and a third big books. Yeah. These guys are just doing great stuff. Can't wait for the next book. So yeah, that's all I got. And I got an upcoming movie review that I kind of got put on the side for a moment. And that what Ingrid and I did, you'll see later. Can't wait till you guys to see what it is, and I'll catch you guys later.